Welcome to the Pred Pool channel. Let's hang out and talk about action figures. I'm just a guy who loves to collect action figures of characters I grew up with. Action figure love, in every shape and size, bringing back memories, making me feel alive. Action figure love, from old to brand new. They're more than toys, they're dreams coming true. Searching for rare ones, hunting high and low. Each one tells a story, a tale to show. From superheroes to villains, they're all here. Action figures bringing joy year after year.
Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Predpool. Thank you for clicking once again on one of my videos if you're a returning viewer, and thanks for clicking if this is the first time you've come across to any of my videos. I usually do reviews. I also like to do some shorts and stuff as far as small videos. So that's mostly what I do with my channel. But this time we're doing a review of a Star Wars Black series, the Ronin. And this is based on the Star Wars Vision series, or shorts that they produced a while back. And these are one of the characters as in one of the little clips that they presented. So it had like different anthology as far as different stories that they presented animated in different animated forms. So this figure actually came out earlier in a different version, a more exclusive with a wired cape, with an astromech or a droid, and it's feudal Japan themed. So it's basically based during that time period, like Star Wars, if it was during feudal Japan times. So it's kind of ironic because George Lucas, he's originated Star Wars using a lot of influence I forgot the name of the movie, but a Japanese movie of a samurai. So now, he did Star Wars with that influence, and now we have a Star Wars that is influencing, I guess, Japanese culture in a sense as far as with the figure. So it's it's kind of like a full circle type thing. So again, there was an exclusive, had a wire cape, came with the Android. It was a grayscale, and did cost a lot more. So then now they released a regular version, which is not grayscale. It does have some coloring, human skin, and although his outfit is all black, he does have a white belt. But before I get more into the figure, I just want to really quickly go into the packaging. So it's just standard Black Series Star Wars packaging. Artwork of the character here, just the Ronin, and then the same artwork here, and then you have a brief paragraph that see if I can focus for you guys. It's not focusing for me. There we go. Mysterious Ronin becomes an unlikely hero to a small forest village when he defends them from a Sith bandit and her crew. So that's pretty much really what it was about. And then on the side, just a window. Now, something you won't catch really. So you see how the inside slip looks blue, and normally that's how all these packages come, just the one standard color. But if you open it and you look at that back slip, it does have something a little bit slightly extra, which you're not going to see really through the packaging. But when you pull it out, it's got this really nice little artwork on the top, which is a shame that they didn't really go all through with it in the back. They should have kind of really decoed the whole back. In the box, this is hidden with the top portion of the box, and then with the figure and so forth, so you really don't see it until you take the figure out. So I think they could have done a little better job with that. So other than that, it's just like if you throw your packages away and you don't care about the inserts, I sometimes keep my inserts if they have nice illustrations and use those for dials. So it's a shame that I didn't get another little extra dial with that. So let's get into the figure. I got everything that his accessories already on him. Basically, he will have here for his sword. So his sword goes in just fine with no issues. So basically, you'll see his hilt will have like this extra little piece on top of here. Let me put him down for a second. So you see that's his hilt. Then he's got his blade. It's not his lightsaber to me, it's not removable. Maybe someone else pulls a little harder, it comes out for them, and it is. But for me, it's not. Which I don't see the reason why it would be, because since he does have this sheath, this will go in there, which is, for a lightsaber, let's be honest, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But again, it kind of trying to keep with that theme of feudal Japan, kind of give you that whole vibe. So I get why it was done, but does it make sense? Not really. But again, it's just to have fun with. And then he has this pistol-like weapon that he has here, and does come out. They have like knobs on them. So on his sheath and on this weapon, they have knobs, and then they have holes here on his waist. And then you can just use this belt to kind of give further support to make sure that these two things do not come out. So that's pretty neat. I don't know if this is supposed to be this way or not, but if I take out the gun, and I take out the sword and its sheath, right? So got that, which again, here's the knob or the little thing to attach to his waist, and here he has his hand weapon. But something I kind of experimented with, I can put this in here, and it kind of gives him like a long rifle. Now, it's been a while since I saw the episode. Maybe that's what he does in the show. You guys are probably, yeah, he did. Well, I gotta go after this, watch it. But yeah, I think you can probably be creative if you want, and kind of use this as a MacGyver type thing. So for those of you who know who MacGyver is in that show, so that's pretty neat. I'm gonna go ahead and put the stuff back on him real quick. It's not really that difficult to do. And he has two pegs in which you can put the sheath, and you can put the hand pistol, and there's no problem. Let's take a quick look at his face. Very nice head sculpt, I think. It's true to the animation. So here's from the side view. If you look at his hair, interesting hair he has. So he pretty much has it like a long, and then he has a tied here, and then he moves it up. So basically, it's separate also. So you can do that. Then he has his single. Basically it is. It's like a single joint elbow, but there's because of the thickness of his outfit, you don't really see it, but you kind of need it, and he goes just slightly a little bit over 90 degrees. Fix his hand. Then his hand goes up and down, so it's the right type for sword wielding, and also for his pistol. And then his other hand also has the up and down movement. No extra hands, so these are the only two hands he comes with. As for his waist, he has just on his waist the joint, no upper chest movement. So he doesn't really. It's mostly like a swivel, really, and it has like a click. It doesn't go far back too much. As far as his head, he does look down enough. As far as looking up, it's not too bad. Could be better, but it's not too bad though. And single jointed knees, but they're huge. So the joint. So if you look here, there it is, right there, and 90 degrees, so he can't kick himself. So could have been better, but again, Star Wars, they tend to be a little bit clunky for the most part. Now, the first version came with a wire cape. Now, when I found out that he was going to have a plastic type cape, I was worried because didn't want to have one of those hard cloaks that just kind of like basically hinders as far as articulation or so forth. But this is a rubbery type plastic, so you can bend it all around. So even though it's not wired, you can pretty much, when you're doing photography, you can do some adjustments if you want. Now, I don't recommend if you have them like in a shelf poised and you say you have things bent all over the place. That's going to work very well, because what's going to happen is you're going to warp it and it's going to stay that way, and then you're going to have to later on, if you want, you're going to have to then blow dry or use hot water to put it back in shape. So it's kind of, again, going towards his left, his cloak. So this is the back, how it looks. And then it's very, again, his clothing's like a very dramatic poise as is. So yeah, this is a really nice figure. What I like about this figure is, if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, it works for you, because he's Star Wars. But if you're just, happen to see this guy in the aisle and you like samurais, if you like ninjas, that kind of time period, then this is also a really nice figure to mix and match with other lines. So let's do some quick comparisons. Let me see, I gotta fix his feet. He has kind of like small feet for his body, I want to say. So it can be a little bit challenging at times to have him stand up. Let's see if I can get him here. There we go. All right, so he's standing up. So I'm going to put from Star Wars, Darth Maul against the Sith, but dressed in black. And then we're going to have here Kanan. All right. And to me, it's kind of interesting that, they kind of have similar facial, attributes, I want to say. I can't really get zoom. So, I want to say, like, basically, he has the chins. So I think they can kind of work as different versions of the same character. But again, that's up to each one. How do you want to use these figures? All right, so that's for Star Wars. Now let's put them. Here's for Marvel Legends. Here's Lady Bullseye. Okay. And this is going to be a mix of basically of a license and a different toy line. Those of you who are familiar with Whoosh articulated icons, these ninjas were quite popular for a while. So a lot of collectors have gotten these ninjas back in the day. Well, it was kind of scarce with ninjas. So I got a white one, in which I had to customize at that time, before even G.I. Joe classifies into a Storm Shadow. So here's my original Storm Shadow that I was using before classifieds. So this is not a classified figure. It's an articulated icon, which I made into Storm Shadow. And we'll do one more. So here's Jada Toys, Fei Long. Okay, let's have him look up. Okay, and just for kicks, put some huge figure, Maestro Union Tiger. And let's see, there we go. Hopefully he doesn't fall down. All right, here we go. Okay, so that's my pretty much an overview of this figure. I do recommend him. He is a flexible figure in the sense that you can use him in multiple lines, different time periods. So I think he's a solid entry. I would have liked to have the wired cape, but the cape they do provide with this is decent. I'm just glad it's not like a super stiff, hard cape that really is hard to move around parts. This one is very rubbery, so it gives you some leeway as far as posing around and getting different looks as far as attack positions and whatnot. So I hope this review or overview of this figure was helpful. This I haven't done a Star Wars review. Don't believe I ever done one on my channel, so this will be my first one. I'm not really big into the Black series anymore. So, but yeah, I had to get this guy because again, he is a character that can use different ways. Again, please like and subscribe. If you want to comment, by all means do so. I try to respond to all those that do comment. I do appreciate when you do. And well, I hope you continue to enjoy the hobby. And until next time.